This Mixed TV interview is supplied by Wholesale Supply Group. Visit us online at wholesalesupply.us.
Anna Walker is on this team. Bart and Julie Walker's daughter, Anna, who played for Jason Reuter at Bradley Central High School. They're going to the big dance, Bridget, Tennessee Tech.
Awesome.
So finally, Todd Fletcher told me something worthwhile knowing. Thank you, Todd. But anyway, we're joined now by Barrett's head coach, Jason Reuter. Jason, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great, Steve. How you doing?
Good, buddy. First of all, that reaction, how about the Tennessee Tech women going the big dance?
Yes, very excited for Anna Walker at Tennessee Tech. Just I'm a little biased. I got a player on that ex-Barrett on that team. Still doing great things. She starts for Tennessee Tech, and I think they are well deserving. They won the conference tournament, and excited to follow her in the March Madness. I'm sure they'll go in as it's pretty tough when you come in, probably a 15 seed, somewhere in that neighborhood, but they're still dancing.
You got it. Well, okay, Coach, to the task at hand here, your Bradley Central High School Barrett's a very impressive sub-state win Saturday night over Stewart's Creek. I want to talk about that, then we'll talk about your game on Wednesday. Tell me about this past Saturday night and how that went for you.
Well, obviously the final score was great. We got off to a really slow start, maybe the worst start we've had in weeks. We got down 7-0, and I'm looking at my bench. I'm thinking about calling timeout, which I never do early in the game. But our girls, I don't know, we had a little pregame jitters, but we rallied. We were up 10 at halftime, and we won by 27. And I'm very, very proud of the girls. They executed our game plan to a T, and that's why we're moving on.
All right, so, Coach, we're joined by Coach Jason Reuter, Bradley Central High School Barretts. You will play Knoxville Bearden Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 o'clock in Middle Tennessee in Murfreesboro. Before I talk about Bearden, what is that? Tell me about playing at 10 o'clock in the morning. What is that like for your team? Is there any differences there when you play that early?
Yeah, we've been there before. It's been a while. You're just at the mercy of the draw. For example, Bearden's ranked number 1 in the Associated Press. We're ranked number 2. There's 8 teams in each class there. So, I've had people call me and text me, how does one play 2? I said, it's just the luck of the draw. It's just how it works. And 10 in the morning, you have to prepare. We've been many times. I don't take that lightly. I've got coaching friends who've never taken a team to the state tournament, but this is our 8th trip with the Barretts since I've been coaching these last 13 years. So you learn how to travel, Steve. You've got to learn how to travel. I credit the year we won it in 19. We had been there and we knew how to prepare. We knew how to get up in the morning and get yourself ready. Now, 10 o'clock game, we typically go and practice somewhere before we play. But at a 10 a.m. game, it's not logical. So it's the same for both teams. I've heard coaches say, my kids, you typically don't play at 10 in the morning unless you're at team camp in the summer. But it's the same for us as it is Bearden. So it's who prepares, who's ready to go, and we'll have our kids prepared. We'll have them ready, and hopefully we'll play well.
We're joined by Bradley Central High School Barrett's head coach Jason Reuter, getting ready to play Knox Bearden Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time here on Mix 104.1. You've just said Knoxville Bearden, number 1 ranked by the Associated Press statewide. Tell me about this team.
They got a huge girl inside. She's 6'3". Her last name is Treadwell. She's going to Florida State. They're defending state champions. Bearden won their first state champion ever last year, and they lost 4 starters, but they've got their marquee player back. She's 6'3" and going to Florida State, and she'll be the key for us to contain her. And then the sporting cast is pretty good. They're starting a freshman point guard, but she plays way beyond her years. We're starting a freshman ourselves, so. In the post area, but they're 35-0, Steve. So I'm not saying that we're 32-1, so I'm not saying that anybody's much better than the other. I think it's going to be a very close game either way. I don't think you'll see a high-scoring game. I think you'll see it in the 40s, maybe 50s, and it's a 10 a.m. game and a lot on the line. So this is going to be a fun opportunity and a very, very tough matchup. But I like our chances.
Well, we're all rooting for you, and we're rooting for you and the girls and the families. And, you come to this point, like I say, 8 times in 13 years. You've done it before. But I'd say, Coach, if just guessing here, it's probably something new, something fresh, something exciting every time you go to the state tournament.
Oh, yeah. It's at Bradley Central with the Barrett program, with the history it has, I hate to say this, but it feels like, Murfreesboro or bust. And that's not fair to these kids. I've had really good teams. I've had great teams that didn't go. But all it takes is one bad night. March Madness, I hear you on there yelling about it in your March Madness. It's why it's exciting time. You see the Cinderella stories. You see the game-winning last shots. There's many times the best team does not win the state tournament because all it takes is one bad night or fouls or, the three-pointer just won't go in. That's, we're trying to find an arena right now. We're getting turned down everywhere we call because of different – it's not personal. We're trying to get a arena field of practice in before we go because of the backdrop. You're shooting in a bigger arena, bigger space. And, we can't go to UTC. Tennessee Tech's got something going on in their arena. So we're just, trying to get our kids in a situation where they can get used to that backdrop. And but we go there every summer. So these kids have all played in that gym a few games anyhow. So, it's going to be the same for Bearden. Everything's equal here. There's no advantage to either us or Bearden. Bearden probably go down to Thompson Bowling, maybe, being right there. If you've got any connections, Steve, I know that you've got a lot of networking out there. If you can find me a big arena somewhere within 100 miles, let me know.
How about well, first of all, after you say that you hear me on here yelling about March Madness, and then you want a favor. I mean, what's the matter with you, Coach? I mean, what you lost your mind? What's wrong with you?
Compliment. No, that was a compliment. Like, you're saying it out of excitement and
I really so I texted him. So let's just bring it to the people. So I text Coach Reuter yesterday. So I'd like you to join us tomorrow morning if you can. I know you're busy, but he said, well, I'm gonna send Melissa. Boy, I wish you would have now. Talking about me yelling and Hey, I do. I got a connection for you. Can I? What about Crypto.com Arena, the old Staples Center in Los Angeles? We can get you in there. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's we can charter a flight out there and back.
Coach Reuter, no kidding, buddy. We're all pulling for you. I hope you guys bring it home again. And Wednesday morning, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Of course, Bradley Central take on Knoxville Bearden, and we'll have it right here on Mix 104. I'm with Gary and Brian. Coach, thank you so much for calling. I seriously know you're very busy. I appreciate you doing it.
Yes, I'm glad to be on there. I appreciate you putting attention towards high school sports, and you do a great job of that. And I know it's an early time. It's on a weekday. I think we're working on trying to get my administration's trying to get a pet bus or two to take up there. I know it's tough for people to travel here at the middle of the day, but anybody can come. I know our girls, they thrive off of fan support, and I think Bradley Central will have a good showing, even though it's 11 a.m.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. They'll be there. Trust me.
I think they'll be there.
That doesn't matter. All right, Coach. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
And if we win,
yep,
we play Friday at 10 a.m.
Okay. You'd have a day off?
We have a day off, yes. It's just the way, there's 4 classes now. This is the second year in the history of TSSAA, there's 4 classes instead of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So last year was the first year, so they've had to add an extra day, so there's a day off. So it really won't be a day off; it'll be a day of fishing. But
sure,
anyhow, appreciate you guys.
Okay, buddy. Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, buddy. Coach Jason Reuter, Bradley Central High School. There, you heard it. We're all excited. Barrettes and Bearden. Hey, Austin, you said you had a video or something that you had for us from Bradley?
Yes. Yeah, I think the girls surprised Jason the other night. And
So this is Saturday night, probably. They're in uniform. Oh, man! They're throwing water all over him, dumping stuff on him. Oh, that's great. Look at that. That is great.
Fun.
We're seeing a video. We're on mixtv.tv, and go back if you're listening on the radio and watch that. That is so neat. And you know, Bridget, of course, you're a Bradley graduate, but talking to I know a bunch of the families there, and man, they're a tight-knit group. They really are.
They sure are. Yeah, lots of them have played together for many years, and so excited for their journey over to Murfreesboro this week.
It's got a check of our Simmons Bank